It's the Cloud Chronicles, blazing trails, you know how Johnny moves. Young black mamba, dropping the hottest news. Life's a mad attorney calling audibles. When it's mindset, I don't know how I'ma lose. Keep it 100, we from the 90s, dude. Freshest podcast out, we on the grind for you. Stuck on your head all day, Gorilla Glue. They think they really gon' out me, pull up with the big tech. Call it Silicon Valley, made it through a dark winter, it was getting so cloudy. Now we got the sickest show in the whole county. It's the cold world, better bundle up. Gotta get the shovel when the truck is stuck. In the middle of a blizzard still coming up. Tuning in just so I know what is up. It's the Cloud Chronicles. It's the Cloud Chronicles. Cloud Chronicles.
What up, world? We are back. We are live. This is the Cloud Chronicles. I'm your host, Jerry and Blaze, man. You know what time it is. Hey, man, before we get started, as always, like, share, subscribe to the page, man. We got all kind of content going. I want to say a big shout out to all my new Facebook followers. The page is doing great. Thank y'all for subscribing and following. Anyways, back to the show at hand. We have a returning guest here, man. She is a beat maker. She is a super producer, not producer, super producer, because I only got super producers on the show. I don't know what y'all talking about on your other little podcasts, but we have super producers on the Cloud Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? We had to drop a pretty penny to get her back on the show. She was in between working with Beyonce and Hove, but we got her back right now. I want you to welcome to the show, Jae Hussain in the building. Bah, bah, bah. What up?
What's going on?
How you doing today?
I'm good. Out here living.
That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you sitting down with me once again.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Yes. It's always a treat when players meet, as they say. Hey, so how you been? What have you been up to since you were on last? You were on here right when I got stuff cracking. So
yeah,
you know,
day ones. You know what I'm saying? I went to the gym. I was making it in, but you was hitting in the rim. No.
Hey, but I was shooting though. I was in the gym though. See, that's the problem. See, some people ain't even in the gym. I was in the gym though.
You was on the freaking field at that. You know what I'm saying? Not in the stands.
Exactly.
And honestly, trying to not get the COVID, trying to be safe. I mean, you know, that's just a big monkey wrench in everything that we've all been doing. Just still trying to navigate, figuring out how to operate in these new conditions.
So let me ask you, so how has that been with your work? Has that changed the way you've had to like do business? I mean, I'm sure it has. Just explain that. Go into that. Tell me about it.
There's, honestly, COVID there's opportunities that's come across, but then it's like, how do you want to travel? Do you not?
Is it worth it? Is what you're getting at.
Depends on what scale you're using.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Another scale is like maybe, I don't know. So it's just I think the hardest thing is there's still the connections there to work with people, but that vibe, like I'm a vibe creator. I like to get in vibe with people. I don't really like just sell beats online. Right. I kind of like, let's see what we come up with together. To me, that's the beautiful part of music. Like, what we gonna do together? Let's create something. Yeah, let's create something. Now with COVID, it's kind of hard to create something you're trying to create and not catch COVID. So
yeah, and create a hospital bill.
Hopefully, we make enough to pay that.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to you about like, what have you done since we were on here last? Who have you got to work with any new artists, any new producers? What you got coming out, right? I mean, that you can talk about. I know you can't talk about all of it. Yeah, the stuff with Usher and Beyonce. We'll talk about that off camera.
That was supposed to be between me and you. No.
Oh, my bad. Hold up, my bad. I'm sorry.
We gotta cut that part out.
Well, hold on. We'll get that out. We'll get that out. Don't even worry.
No, I just released a single. There's songs that I do placement with artists, and then there's some that I just drop out there on my own to, keep my sound out there. And like I said, due to the challenges, with family, losing family members to COVID, just been, that's kind of been hard. So it's kind of slowed down some of what I had planned for this year, but nonetheless, trying to pick those things back up. Got the single release called Kissing on Your Body. Did it with an artist. I think he's out of California.
Okay.
Atlanta. There was 2 artists, but one ended up being on the song. The other verse we were still trying to get worked on, and you know me, I'm kind of like the time. So
I'm telling you, yeah, like is you ain't. Yeah.
So we got that out. I released that through Distribute Kings this time. It's done really well. And then there's another song that I have out, but I don't know. We had a title. I think it's changing. I think the artist is changing it, and that's where it's, you know, I think they're changing the name of the song. So I don't want to say the song yet, because I think it's good the way it is, the way the current hook and the current verse. But you know, that's not my part, so I can't tell them to not change it to sound good. I gave my input, but
that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Hopefully we get it out for the end of this year. I think it'd be nice to get out probably right before the end of 2020. But if not, it'll probably come out. I mean, it's 2021. Damn, I'm here. But
yeah, you know, we only got what we were at 2 more months, and it's 2022. This year flew by. You
keep getting older, and I have to do complicated math to figure out the years. It's too complicated these days, you know.
Yeah. I got a birthday coming up on Tuesday. It's the last one I'm counting. I'm gonna stop counting.
Like 2022, right? You're gonna be 21, 22, 21.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm pushing that 25 mark. I'm pushing that 25.
Oh, okay, so you finally made it there. Okay.
I made it, you know. But yeah, so who you got to work with though? Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Some of the producers that you know, this is the challenge that when I'm in the music, I don't say much until it's all the way across the finish line. Because then you sound like, oh, I'm working with this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And people think you just yapping. But there has been some. There's one that it'd be burning the tip of my tongue. I'd be wanting to talk about. But the beat.
You tell me off camera. Tell me off camera.
Yeah,
tell me off camera.
It was a producer collab.
Okay.
I'm just hopefully that they have a bigger organization than I do, so I allow them to, you know, hey, I collab with them and let them place it. So I'm really just kind of waiting to see how that go. And once they get over the finish line, y'all gonna see once they make it there. If not, then it just still be a memory to me, and I'll then share it and say, hey, there was this opportunity. But and that was the hardest thing when I first got out there. I was putting, and that's, I think a lot of people would see that at first I was posting stuff. Then you learn, I think we see it as a lot of producers and artists progress through their career. We're oversharing. Then it gets to a point where you can't.
Exactly.
You gotta like have a strategy. You gotta have, you know, all of those things you're not thinking about when you're just thinking, I'm gonna create my music and give it to the world. And then it's like, oh, you can't just drop it out there. You gotta have a strategy. You gotta move and make sure the business side of it lines up. So
yeah, I hear you on that. Wait until it's wait until it's final to post it, because
or even start marketing and speaking on it, because people will pray on you and pray for you. So you got to know
that's real right there.
And pray on you, and most of the time, people, believe it or not, when people say they're gonna pray for you, they praying on you and they praying against your blessings that are coming out. So sometimes it's best to not speak on them until it's time, or speak. You have your few core team that you're gonna tell, you know, because you know those people are going to help cultivate and push and put positive things behind what you got in the work, instead of speaking death into your situations.
Look, I had something pop off. Was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday or last night. And boy, I wanted to let that motherfucker go. I wanted to let that motherfucker rip. I was like, you hating motherfucker. You thought it wasn't gonna happen.
Look at me now.
Yeah, you thought it wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait till I get the email back. But yes, it's very hard, because you don't want to be selling wolf tickets, man. I used to have some friends, and everything was. I talked to my homeboy about this. I don't do movie trailers.
There you go.
Everything I post is not a coming. You'll never see me post coming soon. I'm just anti coming soon. Like let's just wait till it's here.
I was a coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Then I stopped doing that too. I agree. I hear you.
Yeah, because see, like you said, it'll fall off. It may not have nothing to do with you, but then your name is. Well, every time she say something, I don't ever see nothing, and may not have nothing to do with you. So yeah, I learned the hard way about
credibility. That's the thing, you know. I always
big time
outside of music and like my professional world. I always tell people you want your do-say ratio to be high, meaning the things you say you're gonna do, you actually do. So if I take the amount of times you said it, divided by the amount of times you did it, that percentage should be high. You don't want it to be low, because that means you just versus
Yes.
a go
Versus a doer. Yeah, exactly. And that's what you need to be, especially.
Try to speak less and do more.
So that's a great segue into this. So the people that are just seeing you for the first time, the artists that are watching, the artists that will watch this, tell them why they need a Jae Hussain beat.
Because I'm different. I'm unique.
Oh, you see how she had it ready? I didn't tell her about that question. Tell her about that question. Go on, give it to him. Give it to him. I'm sit back.
One of the things for me is just there's a lane for everybody, and you just gotta pick define what you are. I hear it all the time. This is what I love when people like, can you give me a DJ Mustard beat? I'm like, yeah, give me hold on, let me call DJ Mustard. How much you charge? 30 bands? Let me get 40 bands and we can get you a DJ Mustard.
Right. I sure can. Let me connect you.
I'll be a middleman and charge a fee.
Yeah, get that finder fee. I'll get that finder fee off the tizop.
However, this is what my sound produced, and this is what I got. I think my beats are more, I'm from Cali, but I'm heavily influenced by the South, by Houston. I think my beats sound more Southern, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, I just love it here.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good sound. It's a good sound. It's a good sound here. Yes.
I've done some slow songs, some raps. And what's interesting for me, honestly, when I make the beat, unless somewhere I'm collabing with the artist directly, sometimes the beats that I make at home, I've said it before, it's interesting where I'll make something, I'll be like, oh, this would be great for XYZ, and somebody else hears you like, oh, this is gonna be ABC, and I'm like, well, shit, that's dope, I
mean, if you hear it, you got what it take to get it, it's yours. Yeah. So how's it been like at the studio? Like, are they making people show cards, or is it vaccine only? I mean, how is it? Have you been able to go to the studio and have like a normal post-Rona session?
Nah, I honestly, this year I've probably gone to less than 5. Because it's, like I said, it's just so back and forth. I create right up out of my house. I make beats out of my house.
Smart. That's smart.
I had a little facility before COVID where I did mixing and mastering and some engineering and recording, but it was just overhead when I knew that I really just wanted to make beats, and I really don't need a studio to do that. And there was a core foundation of artists last year that I worked with, like Henny, Yogutta, Trey Boy, things like that. They came to my home studio because we have a working relationship, but I don't just let anybody come to my home studio. So.
Yeah, man, you can't do that. Yep. You can't do that. I'll be recording at home too, and then I have some people, they're like, is this gonna be in person? And in my head, I'm like, I get why you're asking, but I don't know you.
Well, so, the thing is,
you don't know I'm recording out my crib, so I can't. Let's get to know each other first.
I gotta, especially being a girl, I gotta
Oh yeah, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe.
What kills me, I get we're in a world where information is abundant, right?
Right.
You go to social media and it says Jae Hussain, Beatmaker producer. You could find my music here. And then, I get DMs, where can I find your music? I just don't respond because I'm just like, you haven't done your homework and you're actually not trying to find my music. You're trying to find a reason to talk to me. And I don't want to talk.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Let me get the conversation started.
Because it turned into something. I'm like, and I have to now I just kind of I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to find a social media manager to kind of put that buffer because,
I don't not for the same reason as you, but Lord,
they trying to
I know no, not for that reason, but just running it though is, you know what I'm saying? I'll be you check your screen time on your iPhone or whatever type of device you have. You know how it has your screen time.
So how much I don't really get too much because I still work. I got my hand in a lot of different stuff. So people that know me, they're gonna tell you I'm like. Some people, some guys joke are you sure you're not a drug dealer? I'm like, what the fuck is that? How am I? Just all the stuff you do. I'm like, I just in corporate stuff, music stuff. I mean, one of the things with my music, I have an MBA. I'm a business consultant. So of course I run my music, the business. And that's where I had to learn. The first year I was focused on just making the beat. And then, then it was the whole business side of it. You have to tend to it when you're the person. You have to be your marketing. You have to be your PR. You got to be.
Yes. All of that.
All of that.
CEO. publicist. Yeah, your own publicist. Your
Yep.
market. Yeah, like you said, the market. I mean, it's a lot. It really is a lot.
And it takes away from the one part that you like to do, because you
Creating.
realize if you keep doing the parts you like, you got to get it moving in motion.
Right. Exactly right. And why everybody got to be Cookie Lyons, huh? Why everybody got to be Cookie? She is a normal working producer. She works hard. She works from home. There's nothing suspicious going on here. I don't know what these allegations are.
I just don't get it. I mean, I know where it stems from. It's because the type of cars I like to drive.
And what types of cars are those?
I mean, I think I got a little car swag. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. I don't want to know. No, we don't want to put your whip out there. But tell me some other cars that you like other than what you driving. What you got right now.
I mean, I ran through BMW and Mercedes, and
Okay, so luxury.
Huh?
Luxury?
Yeah.
Okay. You ran through the BMWs.
I want the bigger horse, the stronger horse, and that's what I like. And but just the perception, you know what I'm saying? It's not me, but people's perception. I've heard this so many times. You drive drug dealer cars. I'm like, what is a drug dealer car? Like, what about a successful entrepreneur? What about a college graduate? There's so many other people.
A business owner, a small business owner that has grinded for 5-10 years and made it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny to hear, because I'd be like, oh, that's just the swag that I got. Because a lot of guys were like, oh, did your man put those rims on your car for you? That's
that. Oh, listen. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, because people be doing that stuff in posts on Facebook, and then they little lyrics. I'm sure you've seen it. And in the comments, they sneak this. They're like, oh, that's a nice beat. Who paid for the studio that you did it in, or that's how's your little show going, or how's your little that
little thing, yeah. How your little thing going, or and I get it a lot. Like I've recently, when I stepped in somebody's studio session, and a lot of times I step in, and maybe the producer that's there, most people think I'm just there to be like the eye candy or one of the females that around.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, oh, I'm a producer, and then they immediately go into this competition mode. And I just sit there, and they be like going, and I just start saying arbitrary stuff, and they're like, so this. I'm like, yeah, I like turtles.
Yeah, I get the same way when I'm around like 8 or 9 podcasters. I just kind of fall back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't have to talk here. Like, we all talk. We all make beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
I'm like, last time I checked, this world is huge, and we were all born, so there's enough space for all of us. I mean, I think I started I've always been in music, but 3 years ago is when I drew the line in the sand and said, it starts today.
Right.
And from there, it didn't matter what was around me. This is what I'm doing and what I'm working towards. And I just continually stayed towards that and focused on the people that were going to support me and be with me versus the ones that the naysayers, because they're always there. That's going to be in anything. I mean, I could decide to make a top, like what Master P made, the top ramen, and people were talking about it. Well, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah. Rap Snacks too, didn't he?
Yeah.
The chips
and the soda. Yeah.
It's in the store, ain't it?
There you go.
It's in the store, so
making money.
Somebody like it.
Yeah,
exactly. So let me ask you a music question. Other than yourself and your own beats, who do you like to listen to? What are you listening to now?
Right now, I like Steve Walker. I like Janae. I like Future. I'm a big Future fan.
Okay, I like Future.
I like some NBA YoungBoy music. I'm kind of all over the place. I listen to Spanish music as well. I like Bad Bunny and oh shit, sorry, it's thundering out here, and the thunder.
Oh, you good? That did kind of scare me for a minute. I was like, get down, get down, get down.
I was telling about the duck. I was like,
no, I was just playing.
I don't know. I just kind of switch up. I mean, sometimes I listen to classical music. Like, one of the people were like, what's your goal? I'm like, to be sampled and be like, before I die, there's going to be like a Hussain Concerto No. 9 released. It's just, that's where my foundation is classical music. So I just always thought it was cool. Like Beethoven didn't care like that Bach was making something else. Beethoven was like, I'm freaking Beethoven. Make what I make, you know, and I feel like that's just what I want to be. So one day when I'm long and gone, somebody picks up and be like, oh, I found this Jae Hussain track. I'm gonna sample this. Like, I mean, that's just leaving a legacy, you know, leaving something that I can leave in this world that other people can remember me by.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And plus all the noise I made as a kid and making my mom buy instruments. I mean, I feel I have to do it.
She's like, yeah, you better do something with all that I had to suffer through all them years.
All that noise.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you like to listen? Do you have a certain, what do you go to when you're going to create? What are you going to? Are you going to the classical stuff?
To create.
Okay. What do you do?
I don't know. It kind of varies. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes I'm making music because I'm trying to relieve stress. Sometimes I'm making music because I'm happy and I just want to make a beat. Sometimes I just feel like I haven't done it in a minute. And I'm being hard on myself. You know what I mean? It really
get your reps in.
It comes from so many different places that I really, it's hard to say that it's one. You know what I mean? Because it varies. Right. I mean, today it looked like it's going to rain, so I'm probably not going to go outside anymore. So now I'm probably going to like, well, I guess I'll make some music because I'm not going outside in rain.
Yeah, I feel I can't stand the rain.
I
feel you. I stay inside. I stay inside when it's raining. I just chill. I like the rain. It's calming. It's but you know what I'm saying.
Rain, so.
True. So okay, so I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, but I do have a question. You know, we got beat makers, we got people of all ages that listen and, you know, follow us and stuff. So give me some advice that you would like to tell people who are making beats, or, you know, specifically females that are, you know, following in your, you know, your line of work, or looking to make beats, or, you know, because it's a male dominated field, right?
It seems that way. There are
well, see, I don't know. Tell us.
There's a lot of women out there. I've been approached by Fem Noise. They're like a female producing, but they do just more outside, even more than just music. They do like when there's a lot of women in like movie production and things like that.
Right.
They're kind of like organizations that are kind of like, there's one called Girls Make Beats, where they teach young girls how to make beats. I think the best advice I can give to anybody, and it's gonna sound so cliche, and it's just the hardest thing is getting started. Just start. Like, even if you don't know where to start, just start. You know, and once you start, it'll start falling in line. You'll learn along the way. There's some things you can, you know, think about ahead of time, but really just start, just do it, and focus on what's inside of you, and don't look at your stuff through somebody else's. And I find a lot of people, and some people disagree with me, they say, oh, do you let your music get critiqued? No. You don't pass it through for people to listen to? No. I don't care. I didn't make it for them. I made it for me and the people that want to hear it.
Right. Like, if I see something wrong with it, then I'll go back and, you know,
right. But that's the thing about music. Like, it's an art form. You can kind of do what you want. And what I find is in music, if you look traditionally over the past, the people that kind of made a name for that, they did something different. They pushed the line. They pushed the envelope. They didn't follow the standard. They didn't follow the norm. You know what I mean? They did something out of the box and said, okay, this is what I like and this is what works for me. So that's kind of my approach. Just do you. Find what you like. I mean, and just do it well. Do it the best to your ability, and don't let somebody else define that for you.
Right. Completely agree. Getting started is it took me about maybe 2 years.
You thought about it. And
I had it. I had it written down. I still have the note in my phone, in my iPhone, where I was like, podcast names. Boom. I had a list. I made
then you also had a list of all the things you needed before you could get started, and that's
I mean, that I knew of, but like you said, there were so many reasons I was telling myself, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. I don't have this.
First, and I'll do this first. Yeah.
And man, and eventually you just like, you know what? Here's the first video. It's 2 minutes long. there's a little trailer for what's to come. And then you just, like you said, just stuff happens. Like you meet people and you find this out, and through conversations, you're like, oh, really?
The second piece of advice would be, I used to hear this all the time when I would talk to some people that had some success. And there's some people that I like look to as they don't know me yet, but I choose them to be my mentor.
Right. I have people like that. Man, strangers will make you rich.
Networking. Like, you don't see me posting on my friends and family don't support me.
Right.
There's people that I've never met that support me. There's times I was literally surprised, like, because I hadn't posted that much this year. There was people that I didn't even know check for me like that. Was like, hey, you all right? We ain't seen anything when you guys. I'm like, wow. You guys fuck with me like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that feels good. And I got my first time the other day, I got a message that somebody told me that my music helped them through some hard times. And I got a couple songs that are a little deep. It's Jesus, his name's on the tip of my tongue. Jae Ruggs. I love the way his flow. He got a song called Inspiration with me. And I was just saying, man, I was going through a dark time in life, and you don't know that your music helped me through. And I'm like, man, like, that's exactly what I'm here for, to touch people in different ways. Like, you know, to hear something like that made my day. To know that something I did. Now, think about it. If I would have listened to people that said something negative, I would have never kept going to hear the person that said that I was able to do something positive for them in their life, make a difference.
Right. Yeah, that's it. And those messages keep you going too.
Yep.
And then you having them bad days.
Yep. And then thirdly, be kind to yourself. Like, like, for me, 20, you know, even though I put a lot of stuff out in 2020, most of that we were working on in 2019, and we still pushed through COVID to try to still get it out. But this year it was like, okay, with, you know, losing family, losing friends, you gotta be kind to yourself. You know, a lot of times that pressure is going to be there, like, hey, you need to do this and get this. But sometimes you just got to take a step back and say, listen, I gotta focus on family or this for a while to get that done and come back to it, because you don't want to just be making anything in your. For me, it's a feeling base. If my feelings and emotions ain't really there in it, I'm not really applying myself to it. So that's what I go to my regular job for. It's just that. But music is dear to my heart, dear to me. So I got to be able to be in it. And so it's okay if you got to take a break or take a step back, and just, like I said, be kind to yourself. Be kind to others, but be kind to yourself. Because when you learn how to be kind to you, then you know how to be kind to others. That's real.
A lot of mean people out there because they mad at themselves and they're projecting.
Yep. And that
projection is real.
I don't let them little demons get on me. They can't.
Yeah. I'm here with it, with the bad vibes. I swear, bow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. I'm telling you. Exactly. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you sitting down with me today. This was super dope. We get you on a radio episode too, so we can. Bet. Yeah, we can definitely do that. You got any shout outs you want to give before we get up out of here?
Yeah, of course. My little bro, D. Malik. Make sure y'all check him out. You know, he's part of the Hussain gang, you know, Insane Hussains. And see my cousin Jae Ruggs, definitely another dope producer / artist. And you, Jerry, I'm a boy. You know, we day ones. I have more hoops in the gym, but
hey, but you see, I'm coming in that thing. I'm like Steph. I want my respect. You see how he came out? Yeah. I'm in here though. And
that's about it. God, you know, and everybody else. I mentioned y'all that support me. Trust me, I know who support me. I know the people that come around after so much stuff and didn't want to, you know, I don't say nothing. I just be kind, but
we notice.
Oh, and next time I heard you say only it's super. I got to get my stunner shades to upgrade my.
Oh yes, yeah. Have that, because this super producer's only on the Cloud Chronicles. You heard it earlier.
Yeah,
you heard it earlier. You know, the team is strong over here. The brand is growing. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. So thank you so much.
So you've grown a lot. I love what you got going on. I'm always going to support you. So anytime you know, I'm there. Just let me know.
I wouldn't go cry. I wouldn't go cry.
Somebody cook it.
I'm not gonna cry. Okay. All right. I'm here. Okay. All right, everybody. This has been the Cloud Chronicles. I'm your host, Jerry and Blaze. You know what time it is. Make sure you subscribe, you know, like, share, all that good. Hey, Jae Hussain, tell them where they can find you at.
And you can find me at www.jhussain.com. If all else fails, my name is Jae Hussain on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. You know, any social streaming platform for music, you can look up Jae Hussain, and that's where I'm at.
And her brother told me to tell y'all, stay out the DMs, or
Yeah,
I'm just passing it on. I'm just passing it along. If it ain't work, she ain't trying to hear it.
really not.
Okay, you heard it. Y'all know what time it is. Jae Hussain, man, if you need a beat, she's the one. We are gonna get it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. What you say?
I was saying appreciate it.
Oh yeah, always, always. You know what? You know you're welcome back anytime. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all drink some water, kiss your mama, duck the Rona. There, you saw it. You saw it. See, we know. Drink that water, man. Y'all stay safe out there, man. We up out of here. Peace.
Peace.